Greetings, fashion lovers, and greetings to my returning viewers and first time viewers. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Today in this video, I just want to take us through the process on how I achieved this particular neckline. Seriously, when I made this dress, I didn't want to have the usual necklines that we all have. I just wanted something different, and I came up with this, and I wasn't sure of it when I drafted it, but after sewing and everything, it came out pretty. So I just want to take us through the process. So let's get started. It's just the neckline that I'm going to teach us on. So here my pattern paper is on fold. So I just want to mark out the important lines that I need in drafting this neckline. I don't need the bust point, the under bust and all that. Everything is stopping at the bust point, and that is what I'm marking out now. My bust point is 10. The next one is my armhole depth, which is 8. Then my shoulder measurement, which is 16 divided by 2, which is 8. Mark it out, 8. Then from there, from that point, from my shoulder measurement, I'll bring it down to my armhole depth in order to get my armhole curve. So I'm joining the straight line like so. Sorry, I'm not making use of ruler here. It might look unprofessional, but I was so tired. I needed to do this video, so I just have to use what was around me immediately to get this video done. So I'm connecting the line to my armhole depth, connecting it like so. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to mark out my 1 inch, which is for my shoulder slope. So one inch on the shoulder line in order to get my shoulder slope. The next thing is I'll measure what is remaining and get the midpoint. The midpoint is 3.5. I'll mark that out. Then on that midpoint, I'll go in by 0. Yeah, I've gotten the midpoint. Then from that midpoint, I'll go in by 0.75 in order to get my armhole curve. 0.75. Use my curve ruler. At this point, I had to get my curve ruler because I can't do this with my free hand. So, trying to fix it well. Yeah, I've gotten the armhole curve. As you can see, it's very neat. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to get my neckline length. I'm using 3.5. Now for the purpose of this neckline, I'm not going to have a particular neckline depth. I'm just going to use 1/2 inch to just get a curve for the neckline, so that we don't leave it in block form like that. So first of all, I'll get this shoulder slope, connecting it from the 1 inch with my nose, joining it to the neckline. I've done that. The next thing, I'll just give a very slant curve, very small curve on that neckline, just on 0.75 or 0.5. That's 1/2 inch. That is what I'm doing now. Just a small curve so that we don't leave that in a block form. Just giving it a slight small neckline. So the next thing we're going to do is to cut out, but I want to extend my bust point to the extreme. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I've extended it. Okay, so having done that, the next thing is to cut out carefully. You know that this is paper, so I'll carefully cut it out. remember I said what we are only dealing with, or our focus on this video, is just the neckline. So I'm not teaching us on how to cut our bustier and all that. You see, everything stopped at my bust point. I didn't extend it. So yeah, I've cut it out like so. Then another thing I have to do is I'm going to mark out my bust circumference, my round bust circumference, which is 10 plus 1 inch seam allowance. You know how to divide your bust circumference. You divide whatever you have after taking your tape round. Whatever you have, you divide it by 4. So my own is 10. I added 1 inch seam allowance. So I'm going to take it down, connect it from the armhole down, then I'll cut it out. Sorry for the line that is not straight. My marker at this point was finishing, but I have to do the video. So yeah, cut it out like so. So we've gotten a basic bodice just that stopped at, I think if I measure this stopped at the under bust, or just few inches away from the under bust. But that is not our focus on this video. Our focus is on the neckline. So having done that, you find out that on folding it, I've already gotten the center of our neckline, so it will guide us on creating the curve. Okay, so I want the deepest part of the curve to be on my left hand side. So that is it. So on my left hand side, I'm going to measure out the depth where I want the deepest curve to stop. So I want, in this neckline, just do what you like. If you want it to go deeper, you can extend it. My bust point is 10, so I don't want it to be exposing, so I will stop at 7. That's the depth. That's how deep I want the deepest part of the curve to be, is at 7. So I've marked it out, as you can see. So having done that, the next thing is to create out the curve. So with my free hand, I'm doing this with my free hand. I'm not using any curve ruler. I'm using my free hand to get it. So just carefully with a sketch, just like you're tracing something, connect it to that point. You can see it. I've gotten the first part of the curve. Now I wanted to start from the right hand side to get it, but it's not going to give me the exact slope, and there is every tendency that it will not come out the way I have drawn it or drafted it on paper. So I still continued from that point, so that I will be able to get, because I want the upper part of the curve to be on the center of the neckline. You can see how I'm curving it. You can see. Then carefully, you can use your curve ruler. You can use dots. You can mark it out with dots first, then start connecting the dots. If freehand like this will not be possible for you, you can see how I connected it. Trying to give it that slope from the shoulder. I didn't make it sharp. I gave it a little slope from the shoulder. So as you can see how beautiful it's looking, and it came out exactly as I envisaged it. Then if you look after drafting it this way, you feel like it doesn't give you the depth that you want, you can follow the same tracing and take it down more. Take it down till you get your desired depth. So this is exactly what I'm doing here. Just want to give it a more deeper curve before cutting. You can see it. Let your curve not be too sharp. Let it be very curved properly. Alright. So having done that, the next thing is to cut it out. And in cutting, you have to be very, very careful. You have to be careful. You can still do this freehand on the fabric that you want to use and sew. All right, you can do it with your free hand. Just curve it on the fabric directly instead of using pattern paper. The reason why I'm using pattern paper is because I want to upload this video. Yeah, even when I drafted it on the fabric I used, it was on freehand. I used freehand to do it. So the pattern paper was for the purpose of this particular video, to just give an illustration on how I achieved that particular neckline. When I was cutting this on the day I made that cloth, I wasn't sure this was going to come out pretty, but God, after the whole sewing, I was in love with the whole cloth. Even in cutting, you can use your scissors to direct it. If you don't like the depth, you can also use your scissors to direct it properly how you want it to be. You can see how the upper, that slope, that valley slope, you see how beautiful the depth is. Take a look at it. Like this neckline is very beautiful. It's very beautiful. You know, one thing about fashion is just be creative. You know, just be uncomfortable with the usual. Think out of the box. Ask yourself, I would just want to wear something different, from something out of the regular. And that's what gave birth to this particular neckline. I don't know if someone else have crafted it, but I think this originally belongs to me because this is so beautiful and so wonderful. You can see, just see how it came out. So beautiful. When you're done on the pattern paper, you can transfer it to your fabric. If you don't want to use pattern paper, you can draft it directly on your fabric. So you can see, this is when I drafted it on my fabric. You can see I drafted everything on the fabric. You can see it, right? Yeah, you can see exactly the same thing. You see the beauty of this neckline. See now, you can see it, right? Like, came out very beautiful. So this is it when I cut it on the fabric, and it was so beautiful. I'm just trying to show you, see how seamless that curve and everything is. And this is it after sewing. This is it after sewing. You can see I showed you from the beginning, so this is the ending part of it. So thank you for watching.